You'll never do better than me. That's what Marcus said when he handed me the divorce papers. The coffee shop smelled like burnt espresso and disappointment. I could hear my heart breaking in real time, but my voice stayed steady. He adjusted his designer watch. I looked down at my wedding ring. I signed my name carefully, folded the papers, and chose silence. No begging, no tears. I stood up and walked out into the Seattle rain. 6 months later, the restaurant went quiet and his jaw hit the floor. Here's what happened next. The Seattle rain was relentless that morning, the kind that soaks through your jacket and settles in your bones. Marcus had chosen Pike Place Market Cafe for the papers, somewhere public where I couldn't make a scene. The wooden tables were scarred from years of rushed conversations and broken promises. Every couple around us seemed happy, lost in weekend plans and shared pastries. Mine apparently was ending over lukewarm coffee and legal documents. I'd driven downtown alone from our Capitol Hill apartment, replaying his last text in my head. "This is just business, Claire. Keep it simple." That was all I ever was to him. A transaction, a convenience. Don't make noise. Don't ask questions. Don't remind him there was supposed to be love somewhere in this marriage. Growing up, I was the girl who believed in fairy tales. Marcus was the prince who swept me off my feet at 23, all confidence and grand gestures. He had the corner office and the sports car. I had student loans and big dreams. He said he'd take care of everything. I said yes to the dress, yes to his timeline, yes to becoming someone smaller so he could feel bigger. The last time I felt truly happy was our honeymoon in Italy 2 years ago. I remember the hotel smelling like lemon trees and possibility. Marcus was charming then, buying me gelato and taking photos by the fountains. For once, the world felt wide open. When we got back, something shifted. He started working later, talking less, looking at me like I was furniture he'd grown tired of rearranging. When I suggested marriage counseling, he laughed like it was a joke. "You're the problem, Claire. You expect too much. Maybe if you focused on being grateful instead of needy, we wouldn't be here." That night, I learned there are two kinds of loneliness, being alone and being invisible to the person lying next to you. I thought about that conversation as I walked toward the cafe, heels clicking on wet pavement. Through the window, I saw him checking his phone, already impatient. He looked up once, saw me, and smiled the same way people smile at waitresses they won't tip. The barista intercepted me with her notepad. "Table for one?" she asked. "No," I said. "I'm meeting someone." Her smile faded when she saw Marcus wave me over. He was already seated, papers spread across the table like a business proposal. "You're late," he said without looking up. I wasn't. I sat down slowly, hands folded. The divorce petition was thick, official, final. He'd already signed his name in blue ink, confident strokes that looked like victory. "I made this easy for you," he said, sliding the papers across. "No lawyers, no drama. You get the apartment deposit back, I keep everything else. Fair, considering. Fair." Like our marriage had been a business deal gone bad. I tried to read the fine print, but the words blurred together. Irreconcilable differences. Division of assets. The legal language for dreams that didn't work out. Marcus drummed his fingers, checking his watch like I was wasting his time. "Just sign it, Claire. We both know this is over." He leaned back, that familiar smirk spreading across his face. "Besides, you'll never do better than me. Might as well rip the Band-Aid off." The words hit like ice water. "You'll never do better than me." Like I was damaged goods. Like I should be grateful for the scraps of attention he'd thrown my way for 3 years. For a moment, I said nothing. The cafe noise faded into background static. Behind him, couples laughed over shared scones, planning futures I'd never have with him. He wanted me to crumble, to beg, to prove his point. I didn't. I just picked up the pen and signed my name. Slowly. Deliberately. Like I was endorsing my own freedom. You know, I said quietly, not looking up, you're probably right. I'll never do better than you. His eyes lit up with satisfaction. I'll do something completely different. For a moment, the mask slipped. I saw confusion flicker across his face. Then he shrugged, collecting the papers like he'd just closed a sale. Whatever helps you sleep at night, Claire. Just remember, when you're eating cereal for dinner in some studio apartment, this was your choice too. He stood, straightened his tie, and walked out without looking back. I sat there for a while, staring at my empty coffee cup, feeling strangely light. The rain had stopped. Sunlight streamed through the window, painting everything gold. For the first time in months, I could breathe all the way down to my toes. 6 months later, I was a different person. The apartment Marcus thought would break me became my sanctuary. I painted the walls yellow, bought plants that actually survived, started cooking meals that weren't frozen dinners. I got the promotion at work he'd said I'd never earn. Made friends he'd said were beneath us. Started running again, something he'd mocked as playing dress-up athlete. Then I met James at a bookstore on a random Tuesday. He was reaching for the same photography book I wanted, apologizing with genuine embarrassment when our hands touched. We spent 2 hours talking about travel and terrible movies, laughing until my cheeks hurt. He didn't check his phone once. Our first date lasted 8 hours. Coffee turned into lunch, turned into a walk around Green Lake, turned into dinner at a hole-in-the-wall Thai place. He listened when I talked, asked questions like my answers mattered. When he kissed me goodnight, it felt like coming home to a place I'd never been. James was everything Marcus wasn't. Kind instead of cutting. Curious instead of controlling. He had calloused hands from working construction, stories that made me laugh until I cried, and a way of looking at me like I was the most interesting person in the room. 3 months in, we were inseparable. He met my friends, charmed my parents, fixed my leaky faucet without being asked. When he said, "I love you," it wasn't a transaction or a manipulation. It was just true. That's when Marcus texted out of nowhere, "Heard you're seeing someone. Coffee tomorrow?" I stared at the message for an hour before responding. Sure. Pike Place Market Cafe. 2 p.m. I arrived early, choosing the same table where he'd ended our marriage. James dropped me off, kissing my forehead before driving away. "Text me if you need an escape plan," he'd said, only half joking. Marcus walked in looking exactly the same, expensive suit, practiced confidence, phone already buzzing. He slid into the chair across from me, that familiar smirk in place. "You look good, Claire." "Different." He flagged down the waitress like he owned the place. "I've been thinking about us, about what we had. Maybe we ended things too quickly." I almost laughed. 6 months ago, this moment would have felt like salvation. Now it just felt like bad television. "What we had?" I repeated. "You mean when you told me I'd never do better than you?" He waved dismissively. I was angry. "You know I didn't mean it." His voice dropped to what he thought was charming. "Come on, Claire. We were good together. We could be good again." "We were never good together, Marcus. You were comfortable, and I was convenient." I kept my voice level, matter of fact. "But I'm genuinely curious, what changed your mind?" His jaw tightened. "I heard you're dating some construction worker." "Really, Claire? That's your upgrade?" The sneer was back, sharper now. "I'm offering you a second chance here. Don't throw it away on some blue-collar nobody." That's when the restaurant door opened. James walked in, scanning the room until his eyes found mine. He was supposed to be working, but here he was, checking on me like he'd promised. Our eyes met across the crowded cafe, and his worried expression melted into that smile that made my chest flutter. I waved him over. Marcus followed my gaze, his expression shifting from confusion to something close to panic. "Marcus," I said as James approached our table, "I'd like you to meet James. My boyfriend." James extended his hand with easy confidence. Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. His grip was firm, genuine. Marcus shook it like he was touching something distasteful. James, I continued, enjoying every second, this is Marcus. My ex-husband. The one who said I'd never do better. The color drained from Marcus's face. James was 6'3" of understated strength, wearing work boots and a flannel shirt that somehow made Marcus's designer suit look like a costume. But it wasn't just his appearance, it was the way he looked at me, protective and proud without being possessive. Well, James said, settling into the chair next to me, his hand finding mine naturally, sounds like he underestimated you. His voice was warm, but there was steel underneath. Marcus's mouth opened and closed like a fish. I didn't realize you were. I mean, Claire didn't mention that she's incredible. James smiled, pressing a kiss to my temple. Yeah, she's modest like that. Lucky for me, not everyone sees what they're looking at. The silence stretched until Marcus cleared his throat. Well, I should go. Good seeing you, Claire. He stood too quickly, nearly knocking over his untouched coffee. Marcus, I called as he reached for his wallet. He paused. You were right about one thing. I never did better than you. His face brightened for just a moment. I did extraordinary instead. He left without another word, shoulders hunched against the Seattle drizzle. Through the window, I watched him fumble with his car keys, the confidence finally cracked. James squeezed my hand. You okay? I looked at this man who'd driven across town just to make sure I was safe, who loved me without conditions or contracts, who made me laugh until my sides ached and held me when I cried over old wounds. I'm perfect, I said, and meant it. We walked out of that cafe hand in hand, into the same Seattle rain that had once felt like drowning. Now it felt like washing clean. Marcus thought he was offering me a second chance at his version of happiness. But I'd already found something better, a first chance at my own. That night, James made dinner while I graded papers at the kitchen table. He hummed while he cooked, stopping occasionally to kiss the top of my head or ask about my day. The apartment smelled like garlic and oregano and home. So, he said, setting a plate in front of me, how does it feel to introduce your ex to your upgrade? I laughed, pulling him down for a proper kiss. Like the best revenge is just being happy. My ex-husband said I'd never do better than him. Today I proved that sometimes the most powerful response isn't an argument, it's a life so beautiful it makes their opinion irrelevant. He thought I'd come crawling back, grateful for scraps of his attention. Instead, I found someone who sees me as a feast. The difference isn't just in what I gained, it's in finally knowing what I deserve. If someone has ever made you feel like you should settle for less than you're worth, remember this: their limitations aren't your ceiling. Sometimes walking away from good enough is the only way to find more than you ever dreamed. Tell me, have you ever had to prove someone wrong about what you deserved?